Welcome to Darrel Build. Today we are building a survey form project from FreeCodeCamp. This project focuses on HTML forms, labels, inputs, validation, drop-downs, radio buttons, checkboxes, and text areas. First, we need an H1 element with an ID of title. ID title. Next, we add a short description using a paragraph. An ID of description. Next, we create a form element with an ID of survey form. A form element with an ID survey form. So inside the form element, it says you should have a required input field to enter your name that has an ID of name and the type of text. First, add our label with an ID of name label. You can just name it anything. Then our input some ID of name then we have our type of text. Now placeholder enter your name, then our required. Then we close it. Then next, it says inside the form element you should have a required field to enter your email that has an ID of email. I have an ID of the email label. input ID of email. We also have the type, email. Then we have a placeholder, enter your email, and are required. And if you enter an email that is not formatted correctly, you should see an HTML5 validation error. So it's inside the form element, you should have an input field to enter a number that has an ID of number. And you shouldn't forget to close this. I'm adding this break tag so everything can be aligned in this form. Then our input we have an ID number, we have the type of number, then we have a placeholder, enter your age. The number input should not accept non-numbers, either by preventing you from typing them or by showing an HTML5 validation error depending on your browser. Then if you enter numbers outside the range of the number input which are defined by the min and max attributes, you should see an HTML5 validation error. So we should add min and max. Our min can set our min to should be 13, then our max we should put it at 40. We said for the name, email and number input fields, you should have corresponding label elements in the form that describe the purpose of each field, which we have done that for, like name label, email label and number label, which we have done here. Then for the name, email and number input field, you should have a placeholder text that gives a description or instructions for each field, which I've done, which I did here. Inside the form element, you should have a select drop down element with an ID of drop down and at least 2 options to choose from. So we're going to add the drop down menu. So that will be the select select an ID of drop down. Oh, not in this place, and don't have the closing tag. So we had a drop down menu, which is the we shouldn't forget our break tag. Select with an ID of drop down. Should have the option student, have an option, can also have another option, depends on the way you want it. Developer, then we close the select tab. So inside the form element, you can select an option from a group of at least 2 radio buttons that are grouped using the name attribute. So we add a radio buttons. And the type of radio, the name and experience. So the value, when we close this, then we have another input. Input input type, which will be type of radio. Value advanced, then close it. Then we add the advanced text. So you see, inside the form element, you can select several fields from a series of checkboxes, each of which must have a value attribute. So we add the checkboxes. We have the input. We have the type of checkbox. You can just add anything of your choice. Close this and add HTML. So add under input type of checkbox. And we close this and see. Yes. So inside the form element, you should have a text area for additional comments. Alright, so maybe we should give this a break tag. To give this a break tag. So the break tag here. Right. Yes, I think this is better. So now let's add a text area. Text area with a placeholder. Placeholder of additional comment. Should also give this a break tag. Yeah. So inside the form element, you should have a button with ID of submit to submit all input. So finally, we add the submit button. So we have our button tag with an ID of submit. We also have a type submit. Then we close the button tab. And that's the survey form project walkthrough from FreeCodeCamp. Follow Darrel builds for more coding projects, walkthroughs, and beginner-friendly explanations. Let's submit this. We are waiting for FreeCodeCamp to approve this. It shows they are still running test. Alright, something went wrong. Please try again in a moment of contact. Alright, so that will be all. Follow Darrel builds for more coding projects, walkthroughs, and beginner friendly explanations.